It's completely ridiculous. The manner in which the Pakistan Interior Minister has overreacted almost appears to be childish in his response, unthought, and a clear overreaction. Zafar Ileli from Pakistan, from Karachi, is former Pakistan ambassador to the US. Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, retired, is a defense analyst from Karachi. Colonel Shafqat Saeed is a defense analyst from Islamabad. Thank you very much. And Maruf Raza joins us from Delhi. General G.D. Bakshi joins us, and Mr. Parthsati is there, joining me here in the studio. Now, Mr. Hileli, this is so surprising. There is an election going on in India. It's the world's largest democracy and the most evolved democracy in the world, unlike yours. And Narendra Modi has not even named Pakistan. Narendra Modi simply said that we are not going to inform the press if we go after Dawood Ibrahim. The way your interior minister has reacted, now that either he is immature or somebody told him to do this. Which of the two is likely in your view, Mr. Hileli?
You know, the interior minister isn't my favorite man, but I will say one thing, that on this occasion, the interior minister isn't my favorite man, but I will say one thing on this occasion, that every word that he has said is correct. I think he should have gone a little further, however. He should have made a deal with India. He should have said, look, if we find Dawood Ibrahim, we'll return him. But you kindly hand over Modi in return so that we can try him in a court here for repeated acts of murder
Mr. Hileli, we have a choice
the
tonight
Muslims of India.
To argue in a serious manner or not to. My question was very simple. Please tell me, did Narendra Modi say anything? Did he even mention Pakistan? It's your guilty complex because you've been hiding Dawood Ibrahim all these years that you're responding like this. G.D. Bakshi wants to come into the debate. G.D. Bakshi, yes. You know, I would have expected Zafar Ileli to respond differently tonight, but clearly you have your set biases.
You're about to elect a criminal.
Mr. Zafar Ileli, can you kindly, we've heard you. Arnab, I would like to state that for some time now, the deep state in Pakistan has been acting as if it is the center of a caliphate extending all over South Asia. They can dictate who will be the leader in Kabul. They can dictate who will be the leader in New Delhi. They killed their own Prime Minister designate, Mrs. Bhutto, the lady. They killed her. And then they tried to kill Modi in Patna. They were still doing it covertly. Now we have crossed all limits of decency by now, overtly doing it and proclaiming it from the high heavens that Pakistan will decide who is to be the next Prime Minister in New Delhi.
And people like you killed Mahatma Gandhi. Then you killed Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. Then you killed Indira Gandhi.
Killed 80,000 Indian citizens.
If this is not a
question, Modi mentioned Dawood? Did Modi mention Dawood?
The Pakistani
Did Modi mention Dawood? You see, what is your fear?
Indian citizens.
What did Modi say?
We have no
Air Vice Marshal Rao, what did Modi say? Modi said, he was asked about Dawood Ibrahim.
Excited?
It's a legitimate question. And he says, I am not going to speak before a public forum like the press. Did America conduct a press conference because they were planning to attack Bin Laden? That's all. Now, I know that the Bin Laden capture is something that stings you. I know, Mr. Rao, that it hurts you somewhere, that you had to be exposed at a global level in that manner. But Modi didn't even mention Pakistan. Did the government of Nepal react? Did the government of Sri Lanka react?
I have been watching your election campaign.
Because they probably have nothing to do with Dawood, but you've sheltered him all this while, and it's your fear which is speaking now.
A country which calls itself big, you compare yourself with America and you want to draw a parallel with what Americans have done with Laden.
Why did you react? Are you sheltering Dawood? Are you admitting it tonight, therefore?
Mr. Modi to make all those statements.
Are you admitting that you shelter Dawood?
Because he's not in power. Let him come into power and let him say, is India in a position to enjoy that power differential where he can think of talking about this? what Mr.
Have you
Nisar
even
has said, even
are
your
you
parties
even
are talking
aware
about
of what
it.
Modi has said
He
on
is a
Pakistan?
criminal as far
Why
as
are you
Indian
getting so
politics is
nervous?
concerned. Your
Mr.
parties
Rao,
are condemning him.
what has Modi said
how
on
does it hurt you
Pakistan?
more when Mr. Nisar just tells you
Mr. Rao, it's
that
your
you should
interior
behave
minister.
because it is always a matter of concern who comes into power the next door country.
No, why should Pakistan shelter Dawood, an international criminal, the primary logistician for all the terror networks in South Asia? Why should
Mr. Modi
Pakistan
is a national
harbor
criminal
such a
as well
man?
as an international criminal.
He's a global criminal.
He's been
Why should
recognized
you harbor
by
him
all
is the
countries
question.
abroad, outside India. While if he comes into power,
Why?
we have nothing to worry about it.
No, why? If you have nothing to
then,
worry,
if
We
he
are
is
very
not-
confident
if you
to
have
deal
nothing
with
to
him
worry, and
the way
one
we have
second,
done with
if you have nothing
other
to worry,
non-Congress prime
if
ministers
you have
of
nothing
India.
to worry and Colonel Shafqat Saeed wants to come in, I want to ask Colonel Shafqat Saeed, then Maruf will respond, and then I'll come at the end to Mr. Patsati. Tell me simply, what is it that had irked you
I
about
think
Dawood
we
Ibrahim? Mr. Colonel Saeed, you say Dawood Ibrahim is not on Pakistani soil. We've given you the proof. Modi mentions Dawood Ibrahim, he doesn't even mention Pakistan. Why are you looking so helpless
Mr.
and lost and worried and nervous?
I'm not
What
here
is your
for
worry?
sparring,
If he's in
right?
your country, hand him over.
I
If you
don't
don't
believe
want any
in-
reprisal
I
action.
don't believe
If he's not
in-
in your country, don't be worried.
I would not like to fuel hatred, and I would not like to add to the fire. I think we intelligent people, once they come on such a forum, they got to speak and contribute in a manner that these two countries come closer. And if Modi Saab had not said what Pakistanis have taken that he has said, you got to explain that so that you cool down the thing. We need to bring the people of Pakistan and India closer instead of fueling the hatred and adding to the differences. One
So
thing.
where did the
Two,
Interior Minister,
Modi Saab,
So the way
Maruf,
to bring
no,
India and
it's all right.
Pakistan
Those are all,
is
sir,
to
with
stop
respect, Colonel
terrorism.
Shafqat. Those are all homilies.
Right.
The simple question is, nobody even asked you. You're jumping the gun. And it's your Interior Minister is jumping
Nobody
the
is
gun.
jumping the gun.
Maruf, tell me, what does this indicate
Right.
about Pakistan's
Okay.
complicity vis-a-vis Dawood Ibrahim?
If Pakistan's Interior Minister's statement is jumping the gun, then what do you say
Honorable-
about the statements that
Khan Sahab.
Modi Saab had made in number of rallies in which he was talking against Pakistan? That was beyond the limit. It was jumping wide across the gun. And this is the only statement that
Khan
has come
Sahab,
from
Khan Sahab.
Pakistani Interior Minister.
Khan Sahab,
Say, yaar.
Yes, Maruf.
Khan Sahab, please let me speak.
Ji.
Now, Khan Sahab, firstly, I don't think Mr. Modi, until now, I don't think Mr. Modi has made any serious statement and done any finger pointing on Pakistan. Our election campaign has largely been run on issues related with governance and the state of economy and issues of growth, greater opportunity for people, etc. Pakistan hasn't figured in our election campaign in as much as India did not figure very much in your recent election campaign when your new government came into place. So I think both parties kept out of it. What Mr. Modi is doing, he is basically indicating that there is a degree of concern and interest in India as to where Dawood is. Now, there are 2 or 3 pieces of very clear evidence which indicate that he enjoys a certain amount of patronage. You read the biography from Dongri to Dubai, it's very clear that many Pakistani politicians are also having links with him, and this has been well researched and documented. Then you say Mr. Shahryar Khan recently in London gave a statement which he retracted, obviously because of pressure, that Dawood has left Pakistan. A person can leave a place only when he's already there. So he may or may not be there now, but he was there, and Mr. Parthasarthi will authenticate the fact, as having been a High Commissioner there, that on many occasions he passed by Dawood's house. The third point is, I think Pakistanis are really concerned to see the more aggressive posturing that they were expecting Modi to come out with, and this was one instance when he indicated that we would like to get Dawood and anti-India elements Obviously, we are not talking of a full-fledged helicopter-based military raid, but there are other ways to eliminate people who work against India's interest. Israel does it all the time, if that is hint enough to you.
Does that worry you, Mr. Hilali?
That what is of
Mr.
real
Hilali,
concern
does
to
that worry
Pakistan
you?
is
You
the
should
fact,
in
sir,
fact
please
say
hear
that
me,
India
please
should
hear
do
me.
everything
What is of
possible,
concern to Pakistan
go wherever
is the-
required
Sir, please hear me.
to eliminate
Please
a
hear
man
me
like
out.
Dawood Ibrahim.
The concern of Pakistan is,
I would have expected
that there will be a government in Delhi, which may call their bluff. Up to now, governments of the UPA have allowed Pakistan to get away with their game of bluff, that if you raise the ante, we will fire back and we could use nuclear weapons, etc., etc. But please understand that nuclear weapons and conventional conflicts is one side of the story. What we are looking for is a more even-ended relationship with Pakistan, where Pakistan understands that the price of a good relationship with India is certain reciprocity, in which you do something about those who work against India's interest. That is all what Modi or any sensible Indian is indicating. Not that we are planning to go into conflict
I want
with
to know,
Pakistan.
I want to know
Conflicts
why
never
a
solve problems,
person
they only create
like
more
Mr.
problems.
Hilali, who despite his prejudices and biases is very often capable of a very clear line of logical thinking, that Mr. Hilali, why would a person of your eminence not come on Newshour and say that India should go wherever required, however far it wants to,
No.
and use all the power
know-
at its arsenal, the technology at its command, and the might which it has, use the entire force of its intelligence and security set up to eliminate Dawood Ibrahim? Say that,
Well,
Mr.
if you
Hilali,
do
today,
that,
instead of
well,
overreacting and trying to defend the indefensible.
No,
Say it tonight.
I only react in the manner you question. But let me be, if I may say so, let me not overreact and say that if you try anything on our territory by sending over people or try anything that violates our sovereignty, then you had better look out.
Did
That's
Modi
what
say
I'm
that?
saying.
Did Modi say that?
The question is not.
Did Modi say that?
The question is not whether.
Did
you
Modi
want-
say that? If he did not say that, why did your interior minister react? Did Modi say that?
In last 1 year,
And
there
since
are
he did
numerous
not say that,
statements
why
by
did your
these
interior
people,
minister react?
BJP particularly,
Arnab,
Mr.
Arnab, I
Narendra
just
Modi
want to
in
come in here.
particular,
Arnab.
where
Pakistan,
he has targeted Pakistan in a very aggressive manner.
Always react
Mr. Goswami,
with
you're
the
an
one
intelligent
so-called
man.
nuclear
Mr.
threat.
Goswami, you're an
Pakistan's
intelligent man.
establishment always
What
wants
is
to
the
think.
conclusion
They think that
you
they
draw
talk about
from
nuclear
that man's
weapons
statement?
and India will go into a shell.
The conclusion,
Please get real,
and
sir.
you too are an intelligent man, Mr. Hilali. The conclusion that India is going to attack Pakistan can only be drawn if you are completely convinced at heart, which I suspect tonight you are, Mr. Hilali. I am absolutely sure that heart of heart you know that a few kilometers from the studio where you are sitting tonight and Mr. Abid Rao is sitting that devious man called Dawood Ibrahim. It is your fear, therefore, of complete exposure like it happened in the Osama case, which has forced your interior minister to react in this ridiculous manner.
If you are so convinced, that Dawood Ibrahim is round the corner from where we are sitting, if you're so convinced he's round the corner from where we are sitting, there are ways in which you, as the government of
Those
India,
ways have
can
been tried
approach
for
the
years.
government of Pakistan.
Mr. Parthasarathi
And
can educate you about some of them.
If you are going to do it in that way, then there can
One
be
second.
a sensible
Those
conversation.
ways have been
If
tried
there
for
isn't-
years. Those ways have been tried for
Well,
years.
too
But
bad.
before I come to
Keep
Mr.
trying.
Parthasarathi, because I want you...
Keep trying.
Sir, the fact of the matter is, you denied till the very end about the existence of Osama Bin Laden. And you know, Mr. Hilali, and Abid Rao knows,
We
and Colonel
didn't know.
Shafqat knows, don't they, Maruf Raza, that the indication is on Pakistan because they know they have been members of the security establishment. They know how Musharraf and Nawaz Sharif and everyone before them has used Dawood Ibrahim. What really do you think is the reason why Mr.
Osama Bin
Hilali and Mr.
Laden,
Abid
Pakistan is
Rao
not
are looking that
answerable
they are
to India.
unconvinced
That is
tonight,
number one.
Maruf?
Number
Why are they
two,
both looking
Pakistan and
unconvinced?
India enjoy different kind
Maruf.
of good and hostile relationship.
I want to say something.
Not to be compared with Pak-America relationship. You don't enjoy that
I'm
Pak
with all my
potential
elders.
with
I
Pakistan
want-
that maybe America does. So please, all your politicians should remain in their shoes when they talk to Pakistan. The arrogance, the sense of derogatory.
But nobody
comment
cares,
should be
Mr.
avoided.
Hilali. I'm sorry to
I've been
burst
watching
your bubble,
election campaign.
but
Mr.
nobody
Narendra
in
Modi, we are
India
watching since
quite
2002
cares very
when
much
there was
about
a Goda
Pakistan
incident.
unless
I
you
think there
bother
was
us.
Your own press,
There was
your
no
own
arrogance
political
displayed,
parties
sir.
describe him as a criminal. But let me tell you, we are not scared whether he comes into power, because when he comes into power, he will also know Pakistan better.
I don't think
No, no,
that's
no,
fair.
Mr. Rao,
Mr.
Rao, the only reason,
have been talking to
the
Pakistan.
only reason
So therefore,
Pakistan has been
this
in the
statement,
news in
what's his
India of
statement,
late
and, what
is
Mr.
because your
Nisar has
intelligence
said,
agency
I think
tried
he
to attack
represents every
allegedly
Pakistani, that this
your
man,
senior journalist
if he
Hamid Mir.
continues in the same
That's the only
character
reason you've been in
that
the
he has
news.
held for last,
Indians don't,
30
beyond the
years,
point of time,
he
care
could
about
be
what's happening
an
in
element of
Pakistan.
destabilizing the country.
Modi did not mention Pakistan by name. Maybe your minister is missing the attention, Mr.
Aren't you
Hilali.
embarrassed that
Your
secular
minister is
India
missing the attention,
has
but
a
tell me where
Indian
was
Taliban
Pakistan named?
standing for election? Mr. Goswami, aren't you ashamed that the secular India has an Indian Taliban leader standing and likely to win the election?
Answer my simple
I mean,
question.
where is your secularism?
Mr. Hilali, did we question the verdict of the people of your country, your failed democracy, when in May last year, 49 polling stations across your country recorded a turnout of more than 100% because of open rigging? Have you forgotten that this same man,
we condemn
Chaudhry
that.
Nisar,
We
has
condemn
appealed to
that.
all your
We
political
condemn
parties
that.
to resolve issues due to alleged rigging?
Did we
complain
we condemn
when
that.
you rigged your election?
Will you condemn Modi?
Did we do
Look,
that?
We condemn that. I have written articles. Saying
you can
that
write
the
whatever
election
article.
Mr. Hilali,
was massively
Maruf,
rigged. But
Mr. Hilali,
one second, Maruf
should
is
be
one
ashamed.
Do not try to interfere in the Indian democratic process.
Aren't you on
33
one
years
occasion
since
you are
independence,
contradicting
your
yourself.
country has been ruled
Mr.
by the
Hilali,
army.
you're contradicting
You are
yourself.
nobody to comment on our
Mr.
democratic
Hilali, you're
process. Maruf.
contradicting yourself. You're contradicting yourself. On one occasion, you are saying that the Indian press is anti-Modi. On the other occasion, you are saying, did you people find fault with Mr. Modi? Let me tell you, a prestigious publication like The Economist also said that the only fault that you can put on Mr. Modi's door is the fact that as chief minister, he was not effective enough in the post-riot situation. Even the Supreme Court of India has given him a clean sheet. So who are you and I to go back to raising the whole issue again? Let's get real. We're talking of Indo-Pakistan relations. We are talking of Indo-Pakistan relations. And in the case of Indo-Pakistan relations, Mr. Hilali, you must get out. You must get out of your obsession of trying to take on India as an equal. You must abandon dealing with dubious people like Dawood Ibrahim and Hafiz Saeed. Your state allows a man like Hafiz Saeed,
Dawood Ibrahim rather than Modi,
a $10 million bounty on his head, and he walks around with patronage. And you're trying to tell us that we should convict a man that the Supreme Court of India hasn't convicted? I mean, you are bizarre.
It is your fear,
Supreme
Colonel
Court
Shafkat.
of India.
It is your fear,
Guru to
Colonel
death.
Shafkat, and after this it is your fear because you repeatedly sheltered Osama Bin Laden. Asif Ali Zardari said Osama Bin Laden may be dead when he was president, while he was being sheltered in your country. Your president lies. Your president lies at a national and an international level. Your then Interior Minister Rahman Malik lied. You sheltered Osama Bin Laden, and today you are scared that the same thing will happen to you on Dawood Ibrahim.
You found out that they knew.
Well, that's all.
You
Mr.
found
Hilali,
out that they knew.
1 second. Mr. Patsati, what explains this kind of reaction that we are seeing from Pakistan? Is it seeking attention or something else?
I think I'm particularly happy that my friends from Pakistan are all from Karachi. It's a city I liked. I was very fond of, stayed 3.5 years there. And I just want to tell Ambassador Hilali that we have absolute information, and I've even seen the residence of Dawood in Defense Housing Society in Karachi. He has other houses. He has places to stay in Islamabad and Lahore also. And I'm glad there's an Air Marshal here. Air Marshal, we are not so dumb as to try to replicate what Americans do. I mean, they come through the Afghan border. We know pretty well that your guys have got a lot of radar surveillance on our border. So, we're not born yesterday. I can assure you, and I think you know that. The fact of the matter is that, look, Dawood, we know, is living in Karachi. We also know when his daughter married Javed Miandad, the precise details of the aircraft in which he went from Karachi to Dubai. So, let's not worry about that aspect of it. That's one aspect. Dawood is not wanted only by India. He is also wanted by the United States. He's the only terrorist wanted both by the FBI and the US Drug Enforcement Agency for drug smuggling and funding of narcotic smuggling. So he has an international warrant on him. He's listed under UN Security Council Resolution 1372. So Dawood is not just an Indian concern, he's an international concern. Let's be very clear, much like Osama.
Mr.
The other point is,
may I just interrupt you? May I just interrupt you briefly? Briefly. Yeah. I just want to agree with you. I want to agree with you. And I want to say to you very simply that if you know where he is, and if you say here is a wanted warrant for him from all over the world, and the matter is also in the Security Council, why don't you move the Security Council? Why don't you ask them to pass a resolution?
Just a minute. You know as well as I do that under Security Council Resolution 1373, there's a listing procedure, and thereafter it is for individual nations to take action. We are in touch with the Americans. Hence the reference of the form of the Home Minister to the Americans on this, because he is also wanted by them. On a larger issue, coming back to what is Dawood accused of, Mr. Hilali, he was responsible for the serious bomb blast in Mumbai, 1993, in which 350 people were killed and 2,000 injured. Others have been tried, the proceedings and his involvement have come out. Now, I would commend all of you, please read a book by Shuja Nawaz on the Pakistan Army. It's called Crossed Swords. The person Dawood was in touch with was General Javed Nasir, then DG ISI. Javed Nasir was such a loose cannon that he had to be sacked by General Kakkar. And the real problem is, Javed Nasir's claim to fame was an involvement with the Sharif family through the Tablighi Jamaat. So these are all very well documented. They're documented by your people. Hence the quest for Dawood. On the elections itself, may I say one thing? Pakistan has not been an issue. Mr. Modi and others have made statements saying we want good relations, but 2611 will remain a serious issue. And let me tell you, that is a national sentiment in this country. So on this, Arunabh has said his piece, but let me make it clear that you do not figure in this election.
No.
As for Chaudhry Nisar, I entirely agree with what has been said by Mr. Hilali. Everybody regards him as a loose cannon.
The better thing is to make the admission.
Just a minute.
The better thing, he may be a loose cannon, but sometimes loose cannons reveal the truth.
Just a minute. But in this case, the trail for 2611 goes back from Javed Nasir to the man who appointed him. Was then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So there are sensitivities for the Prime Minister himself on the 1993 bomb blast, which don't exist for him on the 2008 bomb blast.
I genuinely think, Mr. Hilali, that this is the right time. This is the right time, Colonel Shafkat, to make the admission, Colonel Shafkat. You make the admission that like we were hiding Osama Bin Laden, we have been hiding Dawood Ibrahim. In any case, Colonel Shafkat, as you are aware, Pakistan has officially admitted that Dawood Ibrahim was in Pakistan. They are not saying he's there now. But your government has officially accepted that you were sheltering Dawood Ibrahim. The only question, Colonel Shafkat, is whether Dawood Ibrahim is in your country today or not.
This man has seen him, that man has seen him, he is round the corner, he is everywhere. And then you say we are hiding him. How can we be hiding him if he is very visible?
Sir, Osama was round the corner from your army base.
The High Commissioner can go for
Osama was round the corner from your army base, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was in hiding. Now you say
He was in hiding. Tomorrow we will catch Dawood Ibrahim and you'll say that he's in hiding. Yes, Mr. Vatsati. That's ridiculous. He's in hiding.
Please listen me out.
What kind of
Mr. Ali Hilali, according to the detailed accounts of the debriefing of his wives, he came into Abbottabad via Haripur. He produced 2 children in a government hospital. He lived 500 meters away from the Kakul Academy and with 3 wives, a couple of kids, servants, the works. Nobody knew of him. My God, in a cantonment, I know Pakistani cantonments. If I went as a diplomat, I had to get half a dozen clearances to go there.
No, how
and
long?
Osama Bin Laden living for
one
10
of our
years
problems.
next to the Kakul Military Academy, please.
One of our problems.
Fine, you've got to say what you've got to say, but nobody believes you.
Don't be very selective in your facts. One of the problems in our country is that even the GHQ could be attacked, and even President Musharraf's convoy could be attacked, and that is because
this is the last
people have
resort argument.
penetrated
Sir, this is
right
the last
along
resort
with our
argument
services.
that
It's
we are a
sad
chaotic.
fact, but we admit
Mr. Hilali, this is the last
fact of
resort
your
argument
matter
which you
is-
used after Osama was caught. You remember after Osama was
What?
caught, your country's basic argument was we are a large, unmanageable, chaotic, unregulated country where everybody does everything, including Osama Bin
No,
Laden.
we
I'd
have
like
a
to
very
remind you,
clever
Mr.
enemy.
Hilali.
We have
I'd
a
like to
very
remind you,
clever
Mr.
enemy.
Hilali.
We
Allow
have
me.
a very clever enemy, and that enemy has a lot of die-hard supporters. And
I'd
those
like to
die-hard supporters
remind you.
have penetrated
I'd like to remind you
various
that the
segments of
who's who,
society
Colonel
and
Shafkat will know.
institutions.
Colonel Shafkat Saeed will admit that the who's who of the Pakistan
Why
elite,
should I admit?
including
I
senior
don't
members
admit.
of the
No.
ISI, were at the guest list when Dawood
No.
Ibrahim was playing host
No.
in his son Moin Ibrahim's grand wedding. Is it
No.
true that in Moin Ibrahim's wedding,
you are
the who's who of the
quoting
Pakistan
novels
elite
and
was there in
books.
Karachi?
There is no substantial evidence on that. And
Or
whatever
please,
you
it
are
has
saying
been admitted by
is
Dawood's closest
absolutely
aides,
baseless.
Chota Shakil and his brother Anis Ibrahim. It has been admitted by them. It's a documented fact.
Make up his mind to say, go on.
Sir, you please
I
admit it
did
before
not
trying to
join this
meddle in the Indian
program for
democratic
yelling
process.
competition. I thought that we would speak and we would be addressing and hearing the Indian intelligentsia with a purpose to cool down the things. I did not join a
Cool
yelling
down
competition.
what? Cool
And
down
this
what?
more
The
of it
world's
looks
second
like
most
that you want
wanted
me to-
man
whatever you say,
is your
you want
state
me to
guest.
admit that.
Very nice.
That
And
is
nobody
very
even
unfair. I did not
mentioned
join any
Pakistan,
debate
but
like
you
that.
overreacted. Your interior minister, when he made that statement,
No,
was
he
trying
did not
to cool tempers
overreact.
down?
This is the first statement. No, hold on. You
What
are
was your interior
very
minister
well
saying?
aware, man. This is the first statement by a Pakistani minister since 9 months. And look what Modi
It's
Sahib
a
has been
ridiculous
saying
statement. So what
throughout
if it's
his
the
election
first statement?
campaign.
Maruf, is that
It is not
any
ridiculous.
defense that Colonel
It was
Shafkat
very
Saeed
much
is putting
required. If he was not worth his salt if he had not given this statement. He was supposed to give this statement at this point of time.
You
Because
want
for 9
your
months,
ministers
Pakistan
create
has been
fictitious
talking
situations.
All the
Respond to things
so
which
that
are never
Pakistan
said.
and India come closer to each
What
other.
kind of logic is that?
Modi Sahib,
What do you
who is on
mean he was
election
supposed to
campaign,
make this statement?
He's trying to play
That
his
means you
vote
made up
bank.
your mind.
He's trying to play anti-Pakistan theme to bag more votes, and he is just harping on anti-Pakistan theme. Whether naming
theme?
Pakistan or not, whatever he's saying, it
now
is
becomes a
anti-Pakistan.
theme.
I'm sorry,
That-
Colonel.
that's the
And this
most
was
silly
the
argument.
responsibility of the government of Pakistan to say.
With
I'm
due
sorry,
respect to
Colonel.
you,
Everybody
I want to
knows.
say-
Everybody knows Mr. Nawaz Sharif's
Colonel,
intention.
you're completely
Everybody knows
misinformed.
Pakistan.
You're
The
completely
government of
misinformed.
Pakistan's intention.
As
They
I
want
said
good
to you
relation with
earlier-
neighborly
As I
countries.
said to you earlier,
Especially with India.
As I said to you earlier, Colonel Saab,
No,
you're
don't
misinformed.
expect me that you would
As
make a
you're
statement and you would
misinformed.
say,
As I said to you
Colonel
earlier,
Shafkat would
there is
admit.
very
Why should I
little-
admit?
There is very little mention.
You got to ask
Colonel
me
Saab,
and
please
let
hear
me
out.
have my comments.
There is very little talk about Pakistan in this election campaign. There are only two issues
Not little
that
talk.
continue to come out
What?
from Pakistan.
No, if you talk
time
for 5 seconds
India-
or 5 minutes,
every time
what are you
India
saying?
decides to address the larger issue of Pakistan's proxy
India
elements.
has never. India
One
has
is
never
that Pakistan
acted
starts
as
doing
per
nuclear
its
saber rattling.
size and its
Pakistan
responsibility.
does nuclear
India
saber
is the
rattling.
biggest country
but
in
this
this
time,
region.
sir, but
We
this
expect
time,
India to be
you are
more
not going to be
responsible
able to bluff
and
your way
magnanimous.
through.
But
You are not
India
going
comes
be
down
able
to
bluff
very
your way
lower
through.
levels.
And I think Pakistan must get
No.
that message. India,
Can I just
hear
a
me
minute.
out.
Maruf,
Hear me out.
1 minute.
What I'm saying is
First
that
of
you
all,
are doing nuclear
I'm not
saber
here
rattling,
for a yelling
and
competition.
this is not going to
Secondly,
augur well
I am
for
not
you
going to
and for
talk
Pakistan,
anything which adds
because
to
India
hatred.
is now wanting
And
to call your
thirdly,
bluff.
if you can say something which can cool down
No,
this,
you
good
may
enough,
talk
I
of
can
hatred.
participate.
What is your minister
But this is
talking
no way
about?
that you all are snubbing and
What is your
slinging
minister talking
allegations.
about?
And look at the statements that you're making.
Your minister is talking about that Pakistan is not a pushover, indicating Pakistan's, even Mr. Hilali referred to that Pakistan, you violate us territorial sovereignty, and we'll show you what you are all about. Why are you guys raising the level?
You know, Modi
Why aren't
Saab,
you
you
willing
know
to
his
accept
stand on
that you
Pakistan?
have
Did-
international
yes, I'm saying,
terrorists
did-
operating out of your land?
anyone
and
who has
if
got a
you
bit of
can't do
common
anything
sense
about it,
would know
allow
what
the
would
world
be
to do
conditions
something
of
about
this
it.
region.
So what
if Mr.
spikes
Modi
fear
met
in
the
your
Prime
mind?
Minister of India.
What spikes fear in your mind? What spikes fear in the mind of your interior minister about Dawood Ibrahim, Mr. Hilali,
his
Mr.
mind,
Rao? Did what Modi
it
say
can
expose
also
your
be
insecurities
disconnected.
about Dawood
Let's-
being in your
Let's
country?
disconnect these two statements. What has Mr. Chaudhry Nisar Ali said? What is wrong in that? All
Mr.
countries in the world, they are worried who comes into power in any country.
Well,
the
he has
American
said,
elections,
he has
there's
said that
debate on Indian
Pakistan
channel, there's
cannot
debate
be
on
Have you heard
taken
what he has
lightly,
said?
They're all talking
and Pakistan will
democracy, the, other
respond
party
with
who comes
everything
into
in its
power.
force.
And everybody carries out an analysis
Now look
as
at
to what
Modi
will be
Saab-
favorable for that
look at
particular
Modi
country.
Saab
So that is
decisions
a
and
right.
actions
What Mr.
in his
Nisar has said,
own,
tell me if there is anything
province
inaccurate in it. He has been
against
very
Muslims.
correct. And this
Everybody
is a
knows
fear
his
not
stand on
only
Muslims. And
the world
especially on
over,
Pakistan.
even in India, that his extremist
Mr.
policies,
Rao,
his extremist
Mr.
Hindu,
Rao, your
policies,
interior minister
all
said-
minorities in India
your
are
interior
insecure
minister
because of
said
that.
the following,
His track
Mr.
record
Rao,
for the last
please listen to
25
me.
years says that. His statements
Rao, your
are
interior minister
was very
fueling
sane
the
and correct
difference
once he
between
said,
the other
your
competitors.
interior
If Mr. Modi
minister
comes to
said
power,
that
Leaders have always condemned that. And Pakistan is not dead to all these issues. And what Mr. Nisar has said, I mean, even if you disengage from Mr. Dawood Ibrahim's issue, I think he is very correct.
Mr. Rao,
Pakistan is neither scared. Pakistan will deal with the new leadership in Afghanistan. We will deal with new leadership in India. India, after all, since
course, anything that
1947
affects
has not
Pakistan,
only
we must
been
speak
led by
about.
No,
Congress people or the
Mr.
people that
Rao,
we've been knowing.
Mr. Rao,
There has
you know,
been,
you have a
David
lot of
Gowda, there
problems
is,
internally. Just a minute,
so
Mr.
many
Rao,
people,
please hear
Morarji
me.
Desai, onward,
You have a
Charan
lot
Singh
of
and
problems
If it is
internally right
Modi,
now.
yes.
You may want to
If it
divert
is Modi,
attention
we
by
will
trying
hold
to
our
get into a
nose
debate
and
where you
deal with
don't
him.
exist, Mr. Hilali. Your interior minister said Modi should find out where Dawood Ibrahim is living, and then he should dream of attacking Pakistan. And then he says Pakistan's armed forces are capable of responding to India. You were not even named. Nobody even named
why are you so
Pakistan.
innocent
Nobody
and
said we are
naive?
going to attack you. The only comment that was made is that if we are going to go after Dawood Ibrahim, we are not going to announce it on national
peace-loving
television.
people.
Where did you come
You have
in?
been a
Where did you
terrorist
come
nation
in?
many times. You have destabilized Pakistan. All your neighboring countries are unhappy with you. You name a country, you have interfered in Sri Lanka, in Nepal, in Maldives,
really,
in Pakistan, all the way across to Afghanistan.
Really,
What are you talking?
Tell
I mean, are you people very naive or
Mr.
tell
Rao,
me which
Mr.
country
Rao,
in
let
the
me-
world wants to do business with you? Even America, Sir, hear me out. Tell me which country in the world wants to do business with you. The Americans think you are a complete
India wants
waste
to do
of time.
business with us.
Read Carlota
We are
Gall's
Indian
book.
market.
Wrong enemy.
India
Are
wants
you
to do
drawing a
business with
parallel?
us.
in world book.
I mean, if
We
we are
that
bad,
was
you are no
supporting
better.
agriculture in your Punjab.
The Saudi Arabians are
India is very
embarrassed
keen to
with
do
you.
business with Pakistan.
Tell me if you have
Everybody wants to do
Afghans
business
fear
with
you.
Pakistan.
I mean, who have you got as a friend?
No, Mr.
Really?
We
Shafkat
have
Khan.
our own friends.
But tell me
and,
who?
Mr. Colonel
there are a
Shafkat
lot of
Khan,
things
you know the
which
problem
are
with your interior
pending.
minister is that he has, you know, your...
There is no
Please
problem,
understand.
Minister.
He has not said anything
Colonel Shafkat
unreasonable.
Khan, the one day your ambassador actually praises Narendra Modi for saying the right things. The other day, next day, your interior minister says, don't attack us.
Of course.
And
Where is your consistency?
No, whenever
Did you know what Abdul Basit said the other
Narendra
day?
Modi would say
You know
something
Abdul
correct,
Basit, your
we would
ambassador's
praise him.
comment.
When he
Are you
crosses
aware
the
that
limit, we
Abdul
will call the
Basit
shot.
said?
Here he
Abdul
goes
Basit
wrong.
said
Yes.
that we are looking forward to any government which takes over in Delhi. Whoever
Forget
comes,
about
we will
Abdul
invite the
Basit.
next prime
We are
minister to
talking
visit
of
Pakistan.
Narendra Modi now.
He praised Modi. He said that his response when a question was asked about Pakistan was very positive, and that gives us hope that positive things will come. I am encouraged.
Look,
did your ambassador say that or not?
I would suggest that your channel should get responsible and make a debate in which you cool down things and bring these people together.
Colonel Shafkat Saeed, who is being irresponsible? Modi says that I will follow the policies of the Vajpayee-led NDA government in dealing with Pakistan. Are you even aware? Does Pakistan fail to remember that it was an NDA government under Vajpayee that initiated a dialogue with Pakistan in 1999? That you betrayed us in Kargil after that?
Who initiated the dialogue?
Do you not remember that it was Vajpayee who invited Musharraf for the Agra summit,
no,
again to be betrayed after that?
No.
You fail to remember. Do you fail to remember that it was under Vajpayee that the two countries reached the foreign relations in 2003,
It was
2008?
Musharraf who made that dialogue and reached almost the conclusion. And Indians backed out.
Do you remember?
Do
you remember that we invited you for the Agra summit under Vajpayee, and after that you tried to sponsor the attack on the Indian Parliament?
No, no. It was not initiated by Vajpayee. It was initiated by Pakistani president. And it was Pakistani president's capability and ability who came and who silenced the Indian media at that time.
It is indeed shameful that why you take credit for that? You know, you can create this.
In which he said that we are at the verge of
create this
solution to this.
You can fight windmills. But it appears to me today, Mr. Patsati, that the Pakistanis are simply trying to fight windmills and not tackling the real issue of Dawood Ibrahim.
It is high time.
I think if Colonel Shafkat will listen to me, the fact of the matter is that what your interior minister said has been disowned by your ambassador here. He hasn't repeated it. Now, the fact of the matter is, I go back to what I said earlier, Chaudhry Nisar's comments obviously has come because of the reference to Dawood. Bringing back Dawood to the center of attention will not suit your present leadership. We should be quite content if we restricted ourselves to the second Mumbai attack. Don't forget, there were two Mumbai attacks. Both originated in Pakistan, of that there is no doubt, because the weapons, everything have been seized. The people have been caught and interrogated, tried and sentenced to death. So I think what is important for Pakistan is to realize that this has to end. That we can talk whatever we want, but if this is not brought to a closure, and the people responsible for both the Mumbai attacks. In the first Mumbai attack, at least 30, I think, have got death sentences. But we want to go to the roots. Wherever the roots are, we will find ways to get to the roots. I'm not saying that holding any threats or saying we are going to do what the Americans did or anyone. But we have a long memory, we will get to the roots. On 26/11 and on the 1993 Mumbai attack, there can be no forgetting or forgiving. Those responsible will have to be brought to justice, and we need a long patience. We'll do it. We don't operate like the Americans, like cowboys. We have our own way of doing these things, and we'll bring people to justice, because justice has to prevail in these two cases. 350 people killed in 1993, 167 people killed in 2008. That, especially the people of Mumbai and the people of India, will neither forget nor forgive.
Well, I think whichever government comes to power, whichever party wins, I think the important thing is to put national security back on the table, to stop the soft peddling and the candy floss diplomacy, to go hard with Pakistan on Dawood. And besides, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to add one thing at the very end. As I thank Maruf and Mr. Patsati, we lost the links there with our guests from Pakistan. The fact is, Shahryar Khan is the Pakistani envoy for improving relations with India. He admitted, he has gone on record admitting that Dawood was in Pakistan, then he said he was chased away.
Shahryar lives in Karachi, where Dawood lives.
Shahryar Khan lives in Karachi, where Dawood lives. Exactly. So if someone knows the truth, it is Shahryar Khan. I think it's up to us now how we push the envelope. Mr. Patsati, Maruf, thanks for joining me. And we are going to debate number 2 in a couple of minutes. Thank you for joining me for debate number 1 on the Newshour Tonight.